My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC picks and DraftKings lineups run by professional fighters and MMA insiders. Every week, I join Nick Newell, professional fighter, professional model, and ESPN Top 10 guest, along with Dan Kramer, UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, Ultimate Fighter alumni, and Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. And we break down every single fight, the betting odds, the DraftKings picks, and we set you up for success. This week, we're breaking down UFC 258, Usman versus Burns. Next up at UFC 258 is a throwback-ish type fight. We have Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. We have the tried and true warrior versus the hungry up-and-comer-ish who doesn't really live up to his potential but has all the potential in the world. So it is definitely an interesting matchup. I actually anticipate it to be a ton of fun. I posted a video earlier. I think Jim Miller is the underdog of the week. I think as far as all the underdogs are concerned, I think Jim Miller is the most live of them. And I think this fight is going to be very reminiscent of what we just saw last week in Clay Guida versus Michael Johnson. I'm going to start with you, Dan. What are your thoughts here? Do you think the tried and true Jersey tough Jim Miller gets another one done, or does Bobby Green show up looking as talented as he actually is?
I thought that was a perfect analogy comparing this to Clay Guida, Michael Johnson, right? Because if the Bobby Green that is capable of showing up shows up, I think Bobby Green should win. But Jim Miller is one of those guys that's tough. He's beaten a lot of good guys. He's fought a lot of good guys. He's lost to some of those guys. So he can beat anybody on any given night. He's tricky with his submissions. And Bobby Green, on the other end, same thing. He can show up and beat the top guys in the division, or sometimes he can show up. You know, he tends to play around a little bit. I feel like he's given away some wins over the years, just kind of playing a little laid back, keeps his hands low, doesn't push the pace. So I think Bobby Green should win this fight. That's going to be my pick. I think it just has to be, but I'm not touching it for DraftKings. I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Miller grinded him out or caught a sub. So not touching it for DraftKings. Might be a decent value pick, honestly, Jim Miller, because I think he's always in the fight, right? I think even if Bobby Green wins, I don't know that he'll get a finish. So Jim Miller for $7,300 might be a good value pick, but I'm not touching this one.
So Nick, are you going with Northeast's Jim Miller, or are you gonna go with the heavy favorite here in Bobby Green?
Jim Miller has a great submission game. He has an amazing guillotine. He actually dropped Dustin Poirier with leg kicks, if I remember, and hurt him. And Dustin had to resort to his wrestling after the calf kicks and won the fight with grappling, even though his leg was like very damaged. But that was a one-time thing. I think maybe it was Dustin not his best, maybe underestimating him, ate a few leg kicks and was like, oh, shoot, I got to mix this up. Jim Miller can beat anyone on any given day. Bobby Green is longer. He uses that range well. He can wrestle very well. And he sticks and moves. The one thing is he wastes too much time talking trash. He lost his last fight because he was goofing off the whole fight. And he let Moises outwork him. Miller is a workhorse. So he very well could outwork Bobby Green and take a decision. I'm not too confident in Green's output because of that. He throws just maybe like one shot at a time a lot, moves around, talks, hits, does this. I feel like he has the tools and should win versus Jim Miller. But he's so inconsistent on how he's going to show up and what he's going to do that I'm not touching him.
So that makes sense for DraftKings. What's your official pick? Who do you think actually wins?
I'm going to go with Green.
Oh, boy. I'm going to be on an island here. Jacob, what are your thoughts? Am I hanging out on this Jim Miller island by myself, or are you jumping on that Jersey train with me?
Yes, I think you might be. I just want to go over quickly Jim Miller's losses, which usually that doesn't mean anything, but the names that he's lost to is unreal. Talk about fighting the who's who. Charles Olivier, Dan Hooker, Anthony Pettis, Dustin Poirier, Diego Sanchez, Michael Chiesa, Benel Dariush, Donald Cerrone, Nate Diaz, Benson Henderson, and Greg Maynard. Those are top losses. The issue with that is he's not winning against top competition. And like you guys have kind of alluded, Bobby Green, when Bobby Green shows up, is top level competition. So I see this as Bobby Green. I think it turns into a brawl. I think Bobby is just a little bit better. I think he comes up, he shows up. And Bobby Green's been finished once in 10 years, and that was by Dustin Poirier. So he's not gonna go down easy. So I have Bobby Green winning this fight. I do think Jim could be a live dog, but I just don't think he's got enough to get the job done. So I have Bobby Green winning this fight, but neither one of them are going to be in my lineup.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm on an island by myself here, but I think Jim Miller's toughness, his grit, his inability to quit or slow down I think he'll break Bobby Green, honestly. I think Bobby Green's in a weird spot where he either needs to live up to his potential or he's kind of done. And I don't know if he's going to rise to the occasion. So we'll see what happens. It's 3 against 1 here. But for $7,300, I don't think you can go wrong with a Jim Miller pick. Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings League. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.